I think F&B, a lot of people think it's nice, or like you cook for a family or you cook for your few friends. That one night feels fine, and maybe you love that experience. But picture this: if you're gonna fry an egg that same day, probably 100 times of the same egg, and you're gonna do that for the next 300 days. Is this something you're gonna enjoy?
Hey everyone, before we begin this next episode of the Hello Mentor podcast, I just want to say if you're job searching or hiring, check out hiredly.com. We are not just another job platform. We make it easier to find the jobs that people actually want, and we help companies stand out to hire the right talent. So there's a lot of smart tech and there's a lot of human touch. That's Hiredly. So you can head to hiredly.com and give it a go. Hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hello Mentor podcast. We have the team from 50 Tales here today. Aaron Khor, Aaron Khor, and Bimmy Soh, two Aarons. So it's going to be fun. Fun interview. Would you like to introduce yourself? Maybe you start with Bimmy.
Yeah. So my name is Bimmy. So I'm the restaurant manager and the co-founder of 50 Tales. My name is Aaron Khor. I am the head chef and the co-founder of 50 Tales as well.
I'm Aaron Phua. I am also the co-founder of 50 Tales and also running the beverage program. And yeah, so 50 Tales, we're actually a Malaysian Chinese restaurant. We specialize in noodles. We started off as a noodle bar, handmade egg noodles. And now we have evolved to a full-fledged restaurant. We have also a separate dinner menu. It's called Chincai Dinner.
Yeah, which I'd love to dive into that Chincai dinner. But just super curious about your own personal backgrounds, right? Like how, what are your personal backgrounds and how did you somehow lead to this?
Okay, so me and Aaron Khor is a college mate. So we study hospitality management in Berjaya. So this is how we met. And we are quite similar background, like family background, like have the same goals, same direction. And one year that Aaron Khor just pushed me to say that, why don't we start something else to do our business? And I say, why not?
Right. So you got started like that. Oh, okay.
All right. That's how 50 Tales come about. So 50 Tales originally started as a family business. Myself, my family, and Bini. Much later on, he came as a customer and then we turned good friend. And then he did a few pop-ups, two pop-ups, and then kind of clicked. And then he came over to help during the lockdown period with the Chincai dinner menu. So that's how it came about. Probably he'll explain a little bit more later on. So then we got the opportunity to open another outlet in Rex KL. So I just decided next year, I'm like, you're not leaving now, come on board. And yeah, till then, now we have the current location in Sipa.
Yeah. Right. So you were a customer.
I was a customer at 50 Tales probably because I live very nearby. I see. And I love noodles. And I was always wanting to tell myself, like, when I was young, I was always wanted to open my own noodle bar as well. Right. So when I heard of this place that opened very near where I stayed, was doing something very unique. So I thought, oh, sure, why not go check it out? So I did check it out. And of course, I did really enjoy the meal there. And how we really connected was I asked him whether I could touch the raw noodles.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. He came here and he's like, can I actually touch it?
Because it was a counter sitting and then it's like chefs right in front of you, like literally like this. I was like, hey, can I touch your raw noodles? It felt weird at first, but then it made sense all in that sense later on. But I think it was more of just trying to understand how the noodles made and stuff like that. Because I would have chef myself. I mean, I was working in other restaurants before then. And then that's how I started. And then during the conversations we had, and then we decided to do 2 events together, like a collaboration event. So I was that time unemployed. I just left a restaurant and I did a collaboration with them, like this woodable sides and stuff, like simple stuff, to play around with what the noodles can be done with. And then it got so well, it went very well to a point where we decided to do a second one. And the second one was based on the theme of boat noodles. All different flavors, but all Malaysian flavors, but just served in small sizes. So that went very well again. And then lockdown happened, like the real strict MCO lockdown happened. And then that's where 50 Tales was like, in the face of, everybody's in the face of like doing delivery and stuff like that. And it was a very tough situation back then. So I came in and I said, hey, okay, let me try to help you out. Let me see what I can do. So I came up with the idea of doing a separate dinner menu versus lunch, because I think that time a lot of people during dinner, there was more market for dinner food to be sent out to houses and families and whatnot. So hence I just breathe out a name, like call it Chincha dinner, because it's me simply cooking. Because why that is because it leads to my background. I actually come from fine dining background my whole life. So doing career food, it was like, okay, it's my aim, okay, just don't take it too seriously. That was my idea of okay, don't take it too seriously. Let's just push out food, good tasty food to people that needs it during MCO, and let this make these restaurants survive. That was the ultimate goal at the time.
Alright, so you were from fine dining.
Yes, I was.
Right.
To clarify a bit, so I started the restaurant without any kitchen experience. I'm not a chef trained. So I'm actually the 2019 Malaysia Barista Champion. So I make coffee all my life. So, but I love food, so I started a restaurant. And well, I've always wanted to do a business with Bimmy. I think since college days we had talked about it and just wanted to make it happen. And I thought Noodle or Noodle Bar was a good avenue to kind of like bring it forward. So yeah.
So you mentioned 2019 Barista Champion. Yeah. Okay. I'm just curious. Wouldn't the natural thing to do is coffee? But
He has a cafe. Yeah, I am.
but you also had a cafe, right?
I mean, not mine, but my family's cafe is called 30 Seconds. Still in Mana Sri Manzara running. I think it's 11 to 12 years now. Yeah, it's family-run businesses.
I see. So your family runs a cafe, yeah, and then you sort of like branched out at the own thing, which is Noodles.
Yes.
Okay. Another curiosity, was there any reason why Noodles? Like, so many different.
Well, I love noodles. My whole family love noodles. We can eat noodles for all 3 meals. And I think we can all agree we all also love noodles. Yeah, and I have noodle right also. So, yeah, and I think noodle it's a item that speaks a lot. Because I know as Asian, they eat a lot of rice, but noodle tells a lot more things rather than rice. Like how noodles are prepared. There's so many different types of noodles from the type of cutting. I mean, if you look at China, there's different cuts. And then either water base or egg base, some with oil. That's where they can stretch the noodle. So I think noodle tells a lot of stories. That's why the name also 50 Tales, because man share stories through food. And I love eating noodles that are tough or like al dente, or even Cantonese people will say choy ao, so it's like crunchy kind of texture. And it's very hard to find textures like that in KL or even in Malaysia. So I thought, man, this is doing my way. So yeah.
Right. And how is 50 Tales different in terms of your concept as a eater?
Well, I think in general it's very different because I don't think there's a Malaysian Chinese noodle bar back then. I'm not sure now. Probably there are people who are trying to do the same, but back then everybody is just trying to do Japanese ramen, or everybody's just doing pasta, freshly pasta or like ramen. So I think local cuisine should be equally appreciated against foreign cuisine now. It's just that nobody really look into it. And at the time I just thought like, yeah, we should appreciate more for local cuisine. So yeah.
Right. And you mentioned the word noodle bar. So as someone that I'm not from an FFB background. So when you say noodle bar, is it different from a normal? I go to like a kopitiam, they sell noodles too, right? So what's the difference in your mind?
I think it's more of the curation of the being right there. So everything is centered around the noodles that we make. When we call ourselves noodle bar, it means like everything that we do around the menu is revolving around noodles. It can be said the same with kopitiam. But kopitiam, you are tied to a tradition of cuisine. We are tied to a vessel of what we want to carry. So, for example, I can do noodles, but I can serve Indian flavors, I can serve Chinese flavors, I can serve Malay flavors. Whereas it's like kopitiam, it's like kai siok, but it's kai siok. It's fixed. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, in a sense, I think what makes 50 Tales is that we are a vessel to carry a lot of the local cuisine. We try to create a lot of the experiences around what we believe our local culture is like, the landscaping is like every 12. Bring that forward to the current generation. Yeah, elevate the experience. Yeah, we try to elevate the experience as much as we can. Instead of like local noodle bar is like kopitiam, like hawker. Yeah, big sale. We can do it way better.
So it's like a place where you have all kinds of noodles, the higher quality at the higher level?
Only one type actually. We only be one type of.
Yeah, I think it's more of like the question prompt when we ask ourselves a simple question like, why is Japanese ramen so appreciated to what it is today, right? Because if you look at it, ramen it is a very staple, very what's the word for it? A very humble cuisine. It comes from wheat noodles and broth that's boiled for hours, and that's it. There is no premium to it. It's very simple ingredients done with a lot of care and a lot of attention. Same to be said with char kway teow, same to be said with Hokkien mee. Well, why is there a price difference? Why do you accept paying 35 ringgit for a bowl of ramen and not 35 ringgit for a bowl of char kway teow?
And not being expensive.
And not could be expensive. Right. So that's the question we all ask ourselves. It's like there's a big discrepancy in that sense. If you were to make the argument because it's imported cuisine, but how to tell you, the guy that's running a Japanese restaurant here is run by a foreigner guy, and the local chefs here put in the same care, the same ingredients, quality, and the same technique to do and push out the food they push out. So why the difference?
Right. So you do one type of.
Which is a whole ink noodle, or what we call it rendi mian. So it's really human strength noodles in direct translation to English. But because it really takes a lot of effort, because there's no water, we don't use any kanzui noodles, which is FI. We don't use that. It's just eggs and flour. Eggs, it requires a lot of kneading and a lot of hand effort to make.
Human strength, right? That's why because they use the human strength to create it. Whereas most noodles, they have a lot of other ingredients to make it easier.
Yeah. Yep.
Great. Oh, I see. And that makes the noodles a lot stronger, is it?
Bitier.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Right. And who was the person that sort of came up with
Yeah. Right. I love noodles, and then I have a little bit of, I won't say a lot of kitchen knowledge, but I know how to make a little bit of noodles because mom used to make pan mee at home. And then I know how to make pasta, so I kind of just combine both things together and try to create my own noodles. So yeah,
I see. And could it be, because I'm very curious sometimes about how entrepreneurs start companies, and I also feel that very often it's how you grew up. There's this element of childhood in that. I assume it's because your family is from an F&B background. That's why you believe you can start a noodle company.
In fact, actually, both my parents are not in the F&B at all. I said that my mom loves to cook, so she has the tendency of cooking a lot and then inviting friends over, relatives to come over. Or sometimes she will even cook and pack it like you actually tapao from somewhere and deliver to my grandma. And like that, my grandma gets, hey, where did you all buy this from? But it's actually well cooked. And my mom has the tendency is like, if we eat this out there, it's tasty. She will try and replicate it at home. And she will actually, as a kid, a very fond memory, one of it is making pan in at home. Another one is my mom will actually make like a char kway teow experience that you order from her and then she'll cook one plate by one plate just for you at home.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Then what do you think instilled that entrepreneur trait in you?
In general,
this is to all three of you.
But I just love food and I love hospitality. I love serving people. And yeah, in general, I just love food. I just want to share good food with people as well.
Right.
Yeah, right. And I would say at this point in time, I'm too deep in F&B. I don't think I know any better. It's just F&B. So yeah, why not?
For the record, I feel like F&B is a good space to be in Malaysia. It's very hard to succeed, but it's also, if you know how to succeed, it's a great market to be in. In by and large, I feel like Malaysians can really love food.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yes. So yes, a space that you know how to succeed is great. Right. Yeah. And yes. So you can be what do you have any particular moments in your childhood that you felt like, you believe you can be an entrepreneur?
Not really, because for me to join the business, I'm a real businessman. I just want to make money and then to help out. Because I started doing like in F&B for like since I was 15. I was doing waiter, on-time waiter stuff until now, almost like 15 years. What is 15 years? So yeah, so hence why I joined into F&B business. So it's my only strength. It's my sharpened life.
Yeah. For me, it's a little bit different. I was born in a family with restaurateurs and restaurateurs and chefs in my father's side. So there's a lot of pressure to perform well, like because I did show interest in to food, in cuisine, and for my family, when you show interest in food, you're down the rabbit hole. You're like, you're not getting out of this, because it's like, okay, you say you sold your soul, you make sure you sell your soul to this. So, which I did, and luckily enough, I did love it, because both my aunties, one in Kuala Lumpur, one in Ipoh, runs a Peranakan restaurant, and I used to go to the one in Kuala Lumpur during Chinese New Year to help out work. I work with them, and then my dad runs a few restaurants in KL back then. Now he's retired. He's residing in Kent. Then so I have a background of family doing F&B, and I think ever since I was young, it was a very natural course of my life to be a chef. At that time, I didn't think about being an entrepreneur yet because I was just trying to really pick up the skills of being a chef. And I was very like zoned in, right? I was working in some like fine dining restaurants, and like in culinary school, I did private events, I did private dinings, and all at the age of like 15 as well, same like Bimmy. And it was just cooking, a very focused pathway. And then ever since ever since I left my last job, that's where I got really serious about, okay, I got all these skills, I got all this time to put it to use where I can actually earn money and make a living out of this, like serious living, not like earn the $1 million, but like just enough to sustain myself, So hence I did a lot of private events, and one of those events was details, right? So that's where the channel came in. And then ever since then, I got hooked with entrepreneurship. I learned how to do this because my mom's also my mom's in FMCG, and she's in corporate world for the longest time, and she's retired as well. She's the ex-CMO. So she's always instilled this entrepreneurship sense in my head since young, just that I never really touch it until like, okay, you know what? Try to run a restaurant and see how it is, and I actually liked it. So hence, that's why working with him, I learned a lot about business-wise and learning a lot about balancing, artist versus, business mind, and how to have both at the same time, things like that.
Then I'm guessing all of you do different roles.
Very clearly, yes.
Very clearly. All right. Who's in charge of what? Curious.
I'm in charge of service.
In charge of service. That means like front of the house, right?
I'm in charge of the restaurant's cuisine and the culinary innovations. R&D and all that. So like the R&D, the menus, the ideation of the venues, and also like the overall landscaping of the full restaurant for the menus now.
Right.
Yeah.
I do more of the beverage program. Still very small, but doing that, and also more the back end.
Back end, you mean what? Like that kind of big fight then, the accounting fight. Oh, is that kind of back end? Right. Yeah. Then who runs the kitchen? Oh, you run the kitchen. Oh, I see. Right. I see. Oh, interesting. Right. Well, when we first told me the story, I kind of assumed that you are the marketing person. Also you are the marketing. Okay.
To like menus in restaurant also, I decided that.
Oh, I see.
We all do almost everything. Yeah, we all do resume. All right. Yeah, we all do everything.
Oh, right. Have you seen this American series which I really love called The Bear?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I really love that story. But is it really like this in the kitchen? Not really.
I think that story is more with how he runs the business, how he finds love in his culinary world again. I think it's just that a lot of what they show you is can be very real in fine dining world, the fine dining world, but also can be taken up with a pinch of salt.
I see. Obviously, get dramatized. It was yes. I mean,
Quite everybody has a very like him.
Right.
Yeah, quite a dysfunctional. I want to say so.
I mean, just for those who don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's an American series about basically they kind of run a restaurant. And they show quite extreme situations what the kitchen is like, just their relationship with each other and all that. But of course that's like an extreme example. Yeah, but it's but imagine running an F&B business is a lot more a lot harder than most people think. I suppose. What do you think? I'm not even sure if I have this silly question, but I'm very curious. What do you believe is actually harder than most people realize about running an F&B? Because when I speak to many people out there, right? If I ask, what business you want to run, it's very common. I hear, I want to run F&B or cafe. And it's one of the most common answers. And I think it's also because like people have this romantic idea about running an F&B business. It's like, but what do you think is
Running Kruger Impact.
right? Yes, what do you think they misunderstand to be easy?
I think F&B, a lot of people think it's nice, or like you cook for a family or you cook for your few friends. That one night feels fine, and maybe you love that experience. But picture this: if you're gonna fry an egg that same day, probably 100 times of the same egg, and you're gonna do that for the next 300 days, is this something you're gonna enjoy? Right? It's that repetition. So a lot of people, it's like, yeah, you cook that 1-2 times, it's fun, but what happens when it comes to repetition, right? And on the other hand, when you have fussy customers, another thing is, yes, you have to deal with people, right? And in F&B, you don't just deal with staff, for people, but also the customers. So it can be equally difficult dealing with customers and equally difficult dealing with your staff. So if you ask me, F&B sometimes it's not really just about the food or the drinks. It's more about, it's a people business. You gotta deal with people.
It's product and service. Yeah, it's the same.
That is in the hospitality umbrella. So you can't just
Case your code up. Yeah, it just open a restaurant the next day. You have to know all the operation, like kitchen, bar, service, cashier, everything.
I think why F&B is what makes it hard is because you have to learn how to wear different hats. Not only you see, it takes 3 hours to run one restaurant, right? You see, and one restaurant at an optimal level that we believe that it's fine, because there's so many parts of the use of restaurant that one person cannot just manage all by himself or herself. You see, there's the accounting, there's the HR, there's the marketers, there is the data work, there's the suppliers, there's dealing with customers, like they say, the licensing, there's dealing with your restaurant menus, the projection of your sales, the menu development, your customers, your feedback with customers, your damage control online, social media online, learning how to build electricity, learning how to be socially literate with all the technology today. There is so many things that you need to learn under the umbrella in order to run a successful restaurant. A lot. And on top of that, you need to learn how to be a good PR person, a good marketeer. You need to learn how to sell, how to pitch your story. You need to know how to tell people, like, why do I need to sell you this bottle? For example. So on top of all that, the people who says they want to run F&B, I get it, because it's the same feeling that all of us had before. You love the vibes the place gives you. You want to create a space where people feel good. I think what people are addicted to is you want to make people feel good in a space that you create, right? But what people don't understand is when you create that space, you're involving a lot of energies that you don't know and things that you cannot control. So when there are a lot of things you can't control, that's where a lot of the reality hits you. That's what they say. You're like, is this how is it supposed to be? I just want to serve good coffee. That's the underlining the goal they wanted. But they did not expect supplier chasing you for money. They did not expect a customer to say the coffee is because to your perspective, the coffee is great. But what if one person say, this the worst coffee I had in my life, but how are you going to deal with it?
Right. No, actually, that's an interesting perspective. I think one reason why a lot of people like the ideas because you're looking at it from the point of view of a customer.
Yeah.
Because they experience it, they like the vibes, they like, and let's say they have a very good experience and I want to create this for other people.
Yeah.
But they don't realize there's so much that goes on to get to the end, the last point, right?
Yeah, correct.
All right, got it. Right. I love to go back to the start for a moment. So AP and Bimmy, so your first key say you want to start a business, right? So can you help us go into detail, like what those first steps were like where you set up, what were your initial challenges and all that?
Fun fact, Q was not around.
Oh, you were not around?
I wasn't in Malaysia.
It's just like, here you go.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's manage to just sign paper. Yeah.
Oh, and then like we are funders, but you also do it like that, is it?
And others are there because of MCO. So I was got stuck in Melbourne. Oh, I was like, oh, okay. So I only came back like 2022 after the MCO.
Oh, I see.
Only I joined it to the business.
2020, right? Shit. But you officially started when?
Only 2020 came.
2020.
So it was before COVID. He was back for Chinese New Year. So it was
like perfect timing. I napped him. I'm like, let's go start the company now, and then we're gonna be rent the shop, and did it all within the Chinese New Year time, and he was back. And then he went back to Melbourne, and then we were halfway renovating the restaurant, and then COVID hits. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
so we had a delay all the way after June only be open. It was targeted to open actually in somewhere in March. So probably happened around the same time as well. So yeah.
Such a unfortunate timing.
Yes.
It's,
I mean, I did even have the thought, like maybe just don't do it. But then the flooring is done, the electrical is done, the plumbing is done. We're only just missing the kitchen equipment and the tables. So technically, if we had the kitchen equipment or tables, we could have already started the restaurant online. But yeah, everything got stopped. So
so you started building the front first. But of course, during lockdown, the front doesn't matter, right? Yes, no one can come anyway.
exactly.
So then you built the kitchen catered.
Yeah, much later.
I see.
So we only officially opened in June 2020. Yeah,
Alright. But you were not here. You were in Mel.
I was available. Oh, okay. So how's that? How so you see you and oh hey. In 2019, I had a video call with him, so I just told him like I had this wild idea. Like I think it's nice that we start a little bar because I think that's a thing that we can go many ways from that business. Not just B2C, we can go B2B, and we can even go to B2C on retail for noodles, right? I mean, there's a lot of noodle brands out there from a restaurant like what's the ramen place again? Ichiran. I mean, they have a actual store and they also sell their product on retail. So, and that kind of inspired me. Like, we could actually make noodles, and then it's really good. We can go on retail, or we can just do B2B, supply to other noodle restaurants if you want to. He bought the idea, and then I pitched to my family, and then everybody's like, "Yeah, we have a little bit of money. We can kind of chip in and just do this business." So yeah, so 2020, I mean, we already just jumped into it. So that's how Pickers came about.
Sure.
Yeah.
So wait, so June started, you're in Melbourne, you're alone. How do you, so you were,
So thankfully enough, we opened the first 50 tails just 2 doors away from my family's cafe.
Okay.
So some of my cafe staff came over to help, and then my family helped as well. So yeah, I mean, that was a very small restaurant. So didn't really need that much of a manpower, and at the time was 5 items on the menu, and that's about it. So we didn't need that many people as well. So at the time was a very focused restaurant, like how Japanese ramen is. You come in here, there's only 4 types of noodles, choose either one, you're eating one of those. Yeah, pretty much that.
I see.
So yeah.
So June 2020, and you came back 2022.
Yes.
I see. What changed when you came back? How did the restaurant change when you...
I came back, then I kind of surprised because the business is quite slow. And then we just try to do something with the operation and see the kitchen. At first, I joined it as a production to try to learn how to do the noodles and stuff. Then, yeah. And try to do a little bit of changeover for operation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you try to change some of the...
Technically, at the time, business was really on the downhill, like really downhill. So we have been kind of like pitching the business to other people, other investors to kind of like buy out the business so that we can move to a better location and expand the business. Because online presence is crazy, but people are just not walking into the restaurant. So we really know location was the issue. But at the time, we were already bidding and we were dry and fundings were back. I mean, there's no business. There are days where the restaurant can be like $100, $200 sales, which people don't know. People always think, still a very busy restaurant. And people see now the currents like, you guys are doing so well. But the first 3 years was horrendous. Like some days you could come to the restaurant and you can have the whole restaurant to yourself. Yeah, so it was kind of bad. So when Bimmy came back, and then Aaron was really on board. So the whole idea was trying to get someone to invest and then move the restaurant to a better place and like hopefully when we move to a new place, the business will kind of like fly or take off. So yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. So you when did you join again?
2021.
Oh, so what an interesting timeline. So A and Bimmy supposedly started together, but because you only came at joining 22, technically you joined first lah.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, you came up first lah. Right. Oh, so interesting. Okay. And you all have different strengths, I suppose. But what do you see as each other's strength?
Well, I'm always very big picture. I'm a visionary. So I mean, how 50 Tales came about is I never think a lot about the fine details. Where I don't even know how to cook that well, but I just knew what I wanted. I knew what the concept is. I knew how I wanted it to be, but I don't really have much kitchen operation background. I have some form of front of house experience, but mostly in the beverage or in the bar. So it was nice when Aaron came on board because I learned a lot more things in terms of the kitchen operations, how we handle certain things, the techniques, and how to smoothen out operations. And of course, when Bimmy came back, he used to be in a production before, so it's a lot easier to scale certain things. And then he has way better front of house experience than I do, so we kind of complement each other. So yeah, they do a lot of fine details.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. So you are the big picture guy.
Yeah, in general.
But who had to run alone for a year or so.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And how did the name 50 Kills come about for you?
So the first bowl of noodles I made has 50 strands, so 50条. That's the Chinese name. Like in English, 50 Tales because when I share stories through food. So I mean, the cuisine that we chose, Malaysian Chinese, is because there's a lot of stories to tell, and we wanted to use noodles or our cuisine to share stories to people. So in hopes or in time to come, the customer that comes to the restaurant, they can say either this is their childhood or this is a restaurant or the food they had before a couple of years ago. Because I think we all have our own childhood experiences of food or certain restaurant that we go to frequently as a family, or even my own restaurant that I love to go. So I hope 50 Tales become something like that for other people as well. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And those, so the early days, I suppose, as you mentioned, it started a bit slow, right? Was there a moment where it sort of took off? What? Or was there a moment where you felt like, oh, actually this could really work, like we could make this a big thing? Or have you not found this moment yet? I don't know where you are.
I think for us, what really did help us push through was when I introduced the Chinchay dinners, and we got to see different faces, different people, and then both of us were like, okay, we're in a tight ship. We're gonna run an extra service, extra day of operation, and we did another tasting menu.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah, so we did all of that with the intention to just get more money into the business. And then another thing that really thought we really could push through is when the opportunity came to open for Rex. So Rex KL was a very good timing at the time because the funds needed to open the place wasn't much. And it was a very good location to be because there we had a lot of eyeballs for Rex KL, right? So we immediately jumped the bandwagon and said, sure, why not, And Rex KL at that time was still very happening and still a lot of things going on. So when we did that business, it did help. It did help to what we wanted, which is exposure to the brand. And a lot of people came during the first 6 months of the business in Rex KL. Was phenomenal. Like it was to a point where, Rex KL is a food court, right? And we were just 16 seats, right? And you could see other vendors. I will not name other vendors and the seating area. It was so good to a point where our seats were full and the rest was empty. Right? So we would sometimes question ourselves, if this could happen to us to any time, any day. And it slowly did also plunder through because of certain changes with the management and whatever not. And so we decided to, I think because of this success, we felt that we got the taste in Rex KL. We really need to move the restaurant because, like he said, presence was there, product is there. It's not the problem wasn't about the product, wasn't about the presence. It's all about people getting to our place. Because BSD, you would have to have a passport to NASA to go to BSD at that level of distance, you see. And nobody know where the hell BSD is.
So what's BSD?
Bandar Sri Damansara.
Exactly my point. Like you would know BSC, right? But you don't know BSD. You know? So you see, it's to that point, it's to that level of like people don't know where this place is. You know, and it wasn't our problem. It was just more of like that place has not been built up yet and whatever not. And there's a lot of housing area there, but people don't go there to spend, right? So hence the idea to move was much more prevalent, and like, okay, we really need to move, you know, and we really need to chase that business because everybody that dined that who gave a shit and drove half an hour away to go to BSD always tells us, you know, if only you're a PJ, you know, if only you know how long I took to come here. You know, they'll tell us this same thing again and again. It's like a sign to us, like, okay, we need to move. I get it. We need to move. I get it. Let's just keep finding, like what he said, we need to find the investors at the right time and the right place. And that journey took us probably 1 year to 2 years plus until we got a spot. And then hence everything else was history lah.
That's why you moved to
Sipak. So Sipak, we were very lucky to have that spot because the spot that we're in currently is a corner shop. And previously it was a bakery store that's been there for more than 20 years.
More than 30 years.
More than 30 years, sorry. Yeah. You know, and Sipak tenants don't move. They don't let go of their lots, you see. And when I found out, I was just like, okay. And I called him straight away. I said, hey, Aaron, I remember this place that you say you like. You know, there is a spot. You know, you want to go and check it out? It's like, what do you mean go check it out? Maybe you put a deposit tomorrow. You know? Yeah. Because we know the area is hotspot. One in, within 2 months is got someone already.
Oh god, it's like a high traffic.
High traffic area. Parking is always a problem, you know. And there's always people there. And it's in between a very busy main road that you will go to places like Asunta, places like PGO Town, Paramount, and then you will then go the other way to go to SS2. So it's a very busy road.
I see.
Right. And we're like a light bulb lah. Like that time, there was no night restaurants, and night is empty, right?
We're the only one.
We're the only one there, so we were like a light bulb. You know? So everybody could see us.
Oh, so you open later than the other restaurants?
Yeah, we open for dinner as well. The rest don't open for dinner.
Yeah. A lot of these are retail there, so they don't open at night in general.
I see. Yeah, so coming back to your question about what really made it work for us was like Chin-Chai dinner and then Lawrence Scale. Then we just kept pushing.
Right. And now curiosity, did you consider keeping Red Scale? Wow.
We did. But numbers wasn't well enough for us to convince ourselves to do it lah.
Right. So you just focus all in on the Spark, okay?
It was a risk lah. Like it's either keep it or all in.
Yeah.
You know? So we decided all in.
We also wanted to keep the team young, a small team, and try to make it work first before we really think of running 2 restaurants. I mean, at the idea, like I say, it's a people business. You don't have anybody running the business for you. It's also going to be a problem, right? Even without customer, I think the first problem you have to fill in is you need to make sure you have enough people to run the business.
And I assume that when you move to Sipak, there's going to be like a setup cost again, right? Like, wouldn't that and then the first earlier few years, by the sounds of it, wasn't like a super highly profitable yet. Yeah. So, what made you make that big bet?
I mean, we had an investor.
Or you had
we had an investor who finally bought the idea to really like invest in us. So that person decided to like, okay, you know what? After hearing our very sad story of how many investors and deniers, okay, here you go. But you do it with my rules. But luckily the rules are very much for the success of the restaurant. Okay, the goals are very similar to what we do. Quite aligned with. Yeah, what aligned with what we look.
Oh, okay, that's good. Sometimes like so investors bring more than just money.
Yeah.
Like, actually,
I mean, we all agree lah. Like we all don't need $1 million, but we need to know how to make sure this $1 million is allocated properly. You know, there's a lot of money lying around. To be fair, there's a lot of investors who want to put in money in the F&B. Yeah, but there's a lot of this money is they don't know what to do with it. So when you get money like that, it's very dangerous. You know, you don't know what they expect. You don't know what they want. You know, then sometimes there's an underlying truth to it also. You know,
And sometimes it's just because they got the money, they want to host their friend. So it becomes like a space for them to host people. So you don't really get to do what you want. They'll be like, I own this. I own
I own this place. I can do this, right? You know what I mean? So for me is we don't need like $20 million per restaurant. We don't. It's just more of like, okay, if you want to invest in us, what do you bring to the table? What is it that we can both benefit from? Not only us, but from you as well, from each other, to make this business go further. Yeah, go further, you know?
It takes time to find a right investor. Yeah.
Right. And did you find this person or did
Hands removed.
as in
Let's do it today.
as in you went to find this person or someone they found you or what?
No, we found a person.
You found the person. Okay. This is a completely different world than I'm familiar with.
No, like F&B world, there's a lot of pitching.
Oh, there
A lot of teaching.
Right.
It's a whole pitching game. If you're like a person who wants to go big sometimes, and you go and pitch to the big boys, it's a lot about running your numbers, doing pitching, and this selling your future, selling the dream, in hopes that you would 2x or 3x it.
Oh, okay. Also, there are like investors in the F&B world really listening to pitches.
I mean, not just that. There are some people who treat F&B business as buy and sell. There are people who even set up restaurant. My idea to sell the restaurant to people, make it busy, make it popular.
They set up a system. They're like, okay, I sell the system. I sell the brand. Then I go and sell another one. Then it's like creating a product. Then you sell. That's it.
Yeah, there are F&B entrepreneurs like that.
It's like I think it would be similar to like some tech companies. They will set up a system for big conglomerates, and they're like, okay, you want to buy our system? Here you go, buy our money, and then you go and sell us another system.
Yes, I mean in the tech world, it's quite common.
Same thing.
Same thing. Oh, right. I just because very often when you read again, maybe because I'm from the tech world, so when you hear people raise money, all that, it's always like Grab lah, like Custom, all the big tech companies, right? But there's this another world here where it's also community of people listening to pitches and buying and selling companies.
Yes. There is also like that.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. So how many pitches do you think you've done already?
Too many.
I think like close to 20 people.
20?
Close, yeah.
Right.
And over the span of 2 years,
Right.
before moving to Seapark.
Before moving to Seapark. And how long have you been in Seapark?
2 years.
2 years.
Plus.
Still, Seapark is doing well. It's growing.
We are doing. We're happy to be there.
You're happy to be there.
We're happy to be there.
Got it. And what's that next phase for you? Like, are you going to expand? I think, how do you envision this? Are you going to expand to more different branches, or what's the direction? Or you ever spoken of?
There are plans with another restaurant. I'll expand the business for sure.
Yeah, but we're taking our time. Yeah, we definitely have plans. Just taking our time, and like I think we learned from our past lessons that we cannot rush into it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people in F&B will rush into it and jump onto the hype that what do you call it, that hype chain, something exciting, then everybody will just move into it. For us, I think because it's our rice bowl, it's more important that we are very careful where the money is going to, and when we want to set up a new restaurant, we really think through the concept, like how is it going to sell, what's the menu, how's the branding like, would people actually buy this, would people actually understand what we do, and location also matters to what we want to do as well. So we really take our time. Yeah.
Do you still only do one type of noodle?
Yes,
You still do
but different flavors.
different flavors.
So like different sauce, lemon sauce, base, or consumers, say pumpkins.
And then we just do different way of cooking the same noodles. It's like can be stir fry, can be steam, can be boil, can be deep fry, all parts. It just experiment the hell out of it.
Okay. Has there ever been a temptation to expand beyond that single noodle?
There is, but our customers at Seapark really like what we do, and we're trying to create a very good formula for us to just stick to that. So we're sticking to that because also customers, they come back. The food at 50 Tiers is meant for you to come back all the time. So we don't change the lunch menu at all. In fact, Only dinner the menu will change. So that's why dinner menu is still prevalent in Sipak. We use the Ching Chai dinner, and we change that menu every 6 months. Yes. So lunch menu is the staples. People go there to just have it day in, day out. And then dinner is like family gathering. Also can be day in, day out, But most of the time it's more for like family gatherings and friends. You can work serious.
Let's see, right? Because they might, for dinner, people want a bit more variety, is it? Whereas
A bit more variety, a bit more newness. Because they're going out to dine, and dining out nowadays is an occasion. It's not just a by the way anymore. Dining out is expensive, so it has to be an occasion. So hence our dinner menu change every 6 months to fit that criteria.
I see.
Like customers sometimes they are too short memory terms sometimes.
Right.
They just want new,
Right.
So we had to somehow keep up to that, but not also burn out ourselves too much.
Do you have any process to this? I suppose that's under you that R&D start.
Yeah.
Right. Do you have any process to figure out what's new?
I think it's like coming from a fine dining background and now running a casual restaurant, I think for the past 4 years has definitely, I definitely learned a lot. And a lot of perspective, not change, just added perspective. Because back when I was working in fine dining, I give you context. And the fine dining I used to work for is Dewakan. It's a 2-star, and it's like very, very extreme level of detail in cooking. And they are their cuisine is very unique. And also another one in Fali. So a lot of the training that I've done, it's the cuisine is very centric around ingredients, very centric around the storytelling, very centric around telling you how it should be tasted, right? It's selling you the experience, right? But when I joined a casual dining restaurant, and not to say that it's a down level of service, I think I don't want the viewers to misunderstand that there is a level of hierarchy. There's no such thing. It's just a different service, a different style of cooking. Casual dining, where I learned is, what we say customer comes first, is more of we need to understand what the customers want, right? And when I do R&D, it's true to say that I put customers first because we had to create a menu where people can come in, day out, like maybe once a week is good enough for us. If you had 30 or 40 people that comes once a week in a restaurant, that's already considered a whole house, right? So that's the goal in mind when you're running a casual restaurant. Whereas a fine dining restaurant, you're giving the best experience that we can give for the customers around the world, right? For a casual restaurant, I'm trying to serve my neighborhood and trying to make us alive, right? So the R&D in 50 Tales in casual dining is very much based upon what the customers want, what we want to showcase, and what traditions we want to sort of showcase on the table because of the age or because of the culture that we want to serve, which is like Malaysian Chinese cuisine. So a lot of our food anchors on that cuisine, a lot of that culture. So we always tie back to that and say, okay, do you want this? Okay, what is it that we can do to give you that feeling, Like you want something soupy, something hearty, customers want something fried in the menu, or customers are expecting something interesting, So the R&D always starts with that first. Yeah, and then after that, only then I will start to, okay, what's the storytelling? What's the story for this? Do I tell people about this dish? Do I tell people about that dish? Where does this come from? And then only then I start with the ingredients. Like, okay, what can I use to make this dish even better? What can I use to introduce to make this dish even more exciting for customers to try? Where it's still familiar, yet different at the same time. And that's the tagline we always use. 52 is all about giving you something very familiar, but at the same time, we're going to twist it or make sure that it's surprising to you still in the sense. Yeah. Because you're paying for that. You're paying for that element of wonder and surprise.
Was there anything that you had to, just use the sips personally because you came from a fine dining background? What was the biggest thing you had to adapt or change? Because it is a very different environment.
Cooking in a la carte restaurants is a different ballgame. Because in fine dining restaurants, you are running based on reservations and you are clear on how many numbers you need to do. Whereas in a la carte restaurants, you don't know what's the day going to be like. One day it could be 100 customers, one day it could be 10, right? So
And maybe one customer order a lot, and maybe one people just order a few things.
yeah, so it's a lot of customer dynamics you have to learn, a lot about behavioral economics you have to learn, about who will order what type of people will order what type of groups will order what, and how many, what's our target, what's our estimated
Data.
and that's very important. It's a lot of data. Not to say that fine dining don't have data, but the data looks very different for a fine dining restaurant to a casual dining restaurant, right? So in 50 Tales, we learned how to read the data more carefully, more seriously, because it really helped us to project and predict what can happen.
How much to prep? We don't over prep, we don't under prep. So just have enough food for all the customers that will pay.
Whereas fine dining is the difficulty in that is you need to make sure that the numbers that comes in, the customer receive the exact same experience that you intend to give, right? And an experience that is of the value, and is also very, very technical, very, very refined, and your storytelling and the way you provide the service is to a certain level, So when you have that, it's a different ball game, and then casual restaurant is a different ball game, Having best of both worlds, I feel that's very good.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you get the data in a casual restaurant if it's unpredictable?
The key is we're doing the data everything. It is compiled like weekly. So this week, how's the sales pattern and compared to the next week? And this is how we
Like, for example, we have all the menu items, and then we have how many items of this is ordered or sold in a day. And you will write down all one
every day.
and we have that for the whole month for the past 2 years.
Oh wow.
So we can look back, okay, like,
We can study back.
yeah, like this brand whistles last year sold this much, but this year sold lesser. What's the issue? Something like that.
Well, that's so interesting. Oh wow. Okay, so but can you use this data? How useful is it in predicting? Like,
So useful.
is it
Very useful.
It's so useful.
to what detail can you use it to predict? Like,
I mean, to prevent food wastage and also to make sure that the freshness of the product is going out. Because if we over prep means the food is going to be sitting in the chiller or the freezer for a period of time, right? But if we have these numbers, so we roughly know on the average days, for example, 100 bowls of this. So we prep maybe either 90 or to about 110. So to just nice buffer, sometimes maybe there's more guests that come through.
So you can do it weekly instead of like fortnight year.
I think, yeah, in general, it's more about trying to be more efficient with our prep and also like to be prepared for the business that we're about to receive. I think one thing we learned is that time having a menu item that has not many things on the menu available is very bad for business, because then you're not ready to receive the business that you're about to receive. Because it's potential sales that you cannot get because of your lack of availability, right? So the data is important for us because then we are available for the business that is going to come to us. Also, when there's no business, we know how to just scale down, slow down, so that we don't waste money on inventory and stock.
Because it helps a lot in terms of the finance side. So we don't over order also, and we don't throw away a lot of food that goes back. So I mean, it's healthy for the accounts. It's also good for the team because they know how much to prep and how much they need to work. And then also the freshness of the product going on is guaranteed every time.
To be fair, to start it is very hard, but after a while, it gets a lot easier to run through. And it's become second nature now, like we know the numbers, we do the numbers, okay, yeah. Plus 20%, plus 10%, good enough, We always rely on data now, and it's become, we are very reliable,
right, yeah. So you know exactly what dish is the most popular.
Yes, exactly. We will know exactly what's the most popular. We know what doesn't work. We know what needs to change. We know what needs to be pushed.
Right.
Everything. Yes.
Okay.
Everything under the sun.
Right. So I have two questions related to that. What is your most popular dish? And the second one is, what do you believe? What is not as popular, but actually you think more people should try?
What is your most popular dish?
What is your most?
What's the first question?
First,
Let's say there's three.
are there repeat the third one?
So there is the OG style.
Which is for me,
There is the mochi.
from him,
And there's the chicken.
chicken leg.
Yeah. So I always make a joke out of this. 50 Tails is built upon the Holy Trinity. And the Holy Trinity has 3 points in the Holy, right? So one is the noodles, one is the mochi, and one is the chicken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if I remove any of these, it's not 50 Tails. Yeah. So OG style basically is our pork lard noodles with beer-based pork, the marinated egg, and the vegetables. It's basically the first noodles that 50 Tails started. And then chicken leg is the dish that I introduced into the Chin Chai Today menu. And it's a Hong Kong style roast where it's a very pristine, crispy skin, very smooth, and it's just juicy. And I think people like it because it looks very technically accomplished. Like, wow, like how can you get the skin so smooth? And people just like the taste of it because it's very like, it screams chicken, right? It screams chicken, you know. It's not like any other chicken you tasted. But according to them, right? According to the customers. This is what I'm saying. And then the mochi.
Yeah, and the mochi. So mochi, the special is this. It's not like a usual mochi. So mochi, the skin is very thin. So very delicate. It's a melt in the mouth. Then with a twirl the biscuit to eat together.
So give you a feeling inside. So it's almost like a bursting experience. You bite into it, there's a ranaya that's flowing out, and then it's so soft, so delicate. And because normally mochi is very chewy, very dense outside, and ours is very soft and very delicate. We make it fresh every day.
Imagine holding a taco with a soft pillow inside. That's it. That's how it looks like.
And the hardest is the wrapping. If it fails, it's still. There's no
Yes, is we do it fresh every day, like you said, the skin, and you are wrapping basically a wet liquid.
Yeah, people keep guessing that we freeze the kaya or we freeze the filling first, then we wrap. Truth be told, it's not. The filling, it's still runny, and you really need very good dim sum skills. So I mean, I think we missed this in the beginning. Bimmy actually is a dim sum chef as well. So this item comes from him because it's a very technical, coding skills. Yeah.
The item came to put a vessel that we can be edible also. So hence I sort of created with him a biscuit to put together. Because last time he would do the mochi, it was so nice there, but then it's like you put on a plate, but you can't eat the plate. So I just told him, why don't you do something that you can eat the plate as well? So then I was like, toyed the idea that, okay, let's just make a biscuit that can hold the mochi. So hence the marriage of that.
So you remember the first variation was actually like butter biscuit, but it has to be large sandwich.
I see.
It became a tool now, taco.
Yeah, right. And then do you think, sorry, going back and forth, but do you think like because you work in fine dining, it helped you think out of the box a little bit? Because if I the experiment stuff.
I think it prompts a lot of my habit to keep asking questions. And this question even like the existence of things can be sometimes a little bit disrespectful to the traditions. Sometimes I'll just be like, why the hell is this done? Why can't this do it this way? You know, things like that. You know, and I feel that really helps me put this into perspective. Like, for example, a simple question is, do you know why chopsticks were created? Right? So when I explored that avenue of thought, it opened up a lot of things that I didn't know about chopsticks. Like, for example, chopsticks was created in China because China food predominantly is oily and it's wet. So they use chopsticks to fish out the proteins and the vegetables of the dishes. That's why they use chopsticks. Yeah, that's the main reason why they use chopsticks, for example. So things like that. So when you know that means you know Chinese cooking has a lot to do with oil, a lot to do with braising, a lot to do with sauce. And that is true to the matter, right? So that idea and that perspective of thinking, I apply to everything else. Like, for example, like why is rice cooked in a clay pot, you know, not in a bag or something like that? Or like, why do you have to steam fish? Or why do you have to serve asam prawns with, I don't know, just keep questioning things, right? Like, I don't take things as it is. I just like to look at it, okay, like, for example, why do you choose this font? You know, what was the reason behind that? That's, for me, my critical thinking. Like, then when I learn about that, I learn about the process, and then I'll say, okay, what about the process I can change to have a different emotion, a different feeling, but still the same effect? That's how I always like to look at it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and the fact I think, because we are a tech company, this is sort of like a big part of our culture also. like just asking and questioning stuff. Yeah, and one big important thing about starting any company is you always have to figure out how to be different, right?
Yep.
Because you're trying to, I guess it's a very competitive market right now. Why should your customer come to you? You know, what do you offer that other people can offer? And a lot of this also involves creativity, like, experimentation. Yeah.
And I think people mistake creativity as a spark of emotion that just comes, you know. To be fair, I don't have that moments. It's more of like, I just keep deep diving and studying. I think a lot of my creativity comes from a lot of research and study, like research and study about what things that people don't really see, but it's actually right in front of you the whole time. As for example, like why was chopsticks created? Nobody questions it, but you use it day in day out. Things like that.
Yes, and I think sometimes it's also about just connecting two different concepts together.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So and across the since 2020, right? So it's been 5 years. Mm-hmm.
5 days, yeah. I like to have 6.
Going to 6. Were there moments when you felt it's really hard, like you wanted to give up? Yes, okay. That was a very quick yes.
Oh, many times.
Too many times. Tell me about, say, one of the most memorable, or what happened. What was
Can be even 1 each.
I think in general, because we started the restaurant during COVID, right? And there's just no customer and there's nobody coming into the restaurant. And I think one biggest thing as a restaurateur, I don't think just restaurant, I think in any business, first thing you expect when you open your doors, you start up something, you expect people to buy or people to walk through the doors. I think what's the hardest thing is like, you prep everything, but you open the door, nobody until closing. Right? And that is painful. Yeah, it's painful because you prep everything and wow, you have to put it back in the freezer or the chiller, and then hopefully next day you can still use it. And the next day you open the door again, maybe only one guy, or maybe two, or maybe none again.
And then it gets depressing when it's only online. You're just waiting for an order to come online.
Yeah. And delivery is not very profitable actually for small restaurants like us. So again, we tried and it didn't do very well for us also. And then Noodle doesn't travel very well. So goes out and people complain and people just don't come back. And yeah, so I would say that's one of my bad experience of the worst in running a business. Yeah.
And what made you soldier on that specific time?
So I technically almost gave up. I was planning to tell my parents and call him in another week or 2 time, and then he came about with the chinchai dinner. So
I was like, the guy, the soldier, hey brother, there's still run the race to run. You got to go, Basically, I told him the exact lines. I remember it was after an event or whatever. I drove him and I say, Aaron, let me work with you. 6 months you don't pay me. Let me try and turn this thing around. Because I love what he did. I love what he did. And I love Noodles too. And I really admire his integrity for the business. And it was honestly just honest food, honest cooking. And back then when I was leaving Dewakan and in the restaurant that time, it was also a very hard time for me. Because I was going through a lot of things. And I told myself, I said, okay, I needed to just dive myself into something and put all of my skill and energy that I have into something that I felt that could become one of my purpose in life. So, and it was on my mission statement, my own personal mission statement of like, okay, I want to use these 2 hands to give. Right? That's always been my mission statement. So I told myself, okay, these 6 months I'm going to give everything I got for this business, and I did. And I tried my best, and it somehow got eyeballs, got people talking. The most important thing for me wasn't, okay, money coming, never mind. I need people to talk about this place. I need people to know that we are here, we exist, and there is food coming from this place, and it tastes good. That's all I did. And we did chincai dinner, we did. There were days, like first week was like busy, because it was like new, right? Then it started, they were like, okay, the moment it start, okay, no, change new menu, busy again. Then change new menu again, busy again. So we had the habit of like, okay, change the menu every 2 months, every 2 months, every 2 months. You know, then I say, okay, let's do tasting menu. Then we got all the high profile people to come in. You see, you got wine people, you got people with money, people with a little bit more status to start up see the business. They're like, oh, okay, then you start to talk to these people. Would you wanna invest? And so you're putting yourself on the stage to really perform. You know, and like, okay, come in. It's like, for me, I treat as audition every single night. For anybody who wants to put in money, is an audition for us to put it on sale, or make sure the business, somebody would believe it high enough to like, okay, you know, take it further, you know. So then that's why Rex Scale came. So after all that, the one shining star came was Rex Scale, that opportunity.
And for yourself, what was the moment you almost gave up?
I think for me, it's more of like, not give up. I was just very difficult with myself. I had a lot of things that I wanted to achieve, and I just needed to be patient at that time. And I learned how to take it slower. So, because I'm only 28, and I learned that running this business, I learned how to take things a bit slower. That time, 2 years back when I was with him, like, because of that energy was necessary, but I sort of carried that along the way through the business and learned that there are some years that you just need to learn how to take it slow, and there are some years you push all the way. It's not about pushing every single day until the point where you're like burnt out. So I think there was just days where I felt like, okay, am I pushing too hard, or am I taking it too seriously, or am I not giving myself enough peace and happy, and am I not happy with what I've achieved so far with the business? You know, because everybody will be telling me, okay, it's good, but I'll be there like, no, not good enough. You know, no, not good enough. Or like, I'll be like, you know, saying like, my kitchen guys will be like telling us like, okay, all this is done, is prep, you know. I'll be like, no, we should be done like half an hour ago, it should be done like 1 hour ago, you know, things like that. You know, and then it got very bad, like detrimental to a sense whereby it affected me personally, and I got not depressed. I just needed to go and see a counselor, yeah. So I did, you know. It all also stems from my history of running in fine dining restaurants where it's gruesome. So the bear, like you said, it happens in fine dining restaurants.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it does, some part of it. I'm not saying which restaurants or where I come from, but it does happen.
It can be quite demanding on the details.
I think quite demanding is an understatement.
Right.
Very. I think it's demanding of your energy and your time.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. And I really loved it. So for me, it was just like, okay, let's put it in now. This 16 hours shift, 6 days away, no problems. 16 hours a day, no problem for me. You know, if I was focused like that, it's all the way.
How about you, Bimmy, at the moment?
Quite similar to Aaron. Like, the door is open, like hoping we can do something, but there's nothing to do. Like, why we start a business, but it's no business.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the early days here.
This early days when I buy before we move. Right. So when we started, it was decent, and it went down to MCO, and when Aaron came, he picked back up, and after we opened Rex, I think good 6 hours after that, it went like straight down. Wow. We didn't know why also, but it just went straight down curve, and it was really disastrous. So yeah, even MCO period was so depressing. My staff would bring the gaming laptop and just play game there, wait for customer hopefully to come. Yeah, it's that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the people that we have to give credit to is the guys and the girls that actually stayed there throughout. I think, like, to be fair, it wasn't only us in the restaurant. There was a lot. I think a lot of them, like, they stayed with us throughout this very tough time. That they were receiving pay cuts, they were receiving nothing, not because we didn't want to pay, but we just can't. Right. So a lot of them actually we had to give credit to that, you know.
Yeah.
And which brings me to like hiring. Like, what's the main challenge of hiring in F&B? Like, it sounds like you got a good team of people went through all that.
We are fortunate to have a group of people that really believe what we do.
Yes.
And I think that because like we said that this is the purpose of the business and the purpose with them aligns. So I think hence that's what it is saying. And I think with the probably hiring is again, it's just finding the right people, like what Billy said, Yeah. Finding the right people.
Because we are not doing something like kopitiam is doing, so we give a proper service. Dining restaurant, we don't have a QR code. Everything have to be like explain, human touch, and taking order and putting the order ourselves. So we really need the people that can actually talk to the customer. Well converse to the customer in English or Mandarin or Chinese. And hence now, because we are selling non-halal, so it's a bit hard to get like Chinese or the non-Muslim.
I'm not my halal, right? So
In general, people come in the expectation to work in the restaurant is just like, oh, I just want to send food, right? I don't want to talk. I just want to send food, I clear some tables, pay me. But it's very different for us. We need you to be very knowledgeable about food. I mean, 3 of us take food very seriously in the team now. So people who come and join has to be very well versed with the cooking terms, the ingredients. So they have to explain the menu well. Then of course, front of house, you really have to, interact with guests. So a lot of people are very shy to interact. So when they come here, they're like, this is not what we want. One day trial, and then just don't show up the next day. And then when it comes to kitchen, a lot of people, you watch The Bear or you watch Culinary Wars. It's nice. I get it. It's cool, but in reality, it's not. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like you fry an egg, it's nice, but what happens if you fry the next 100? You're just gonna repeat the same thing, and it's demanding, because time. You have to finish it in certain period of time, and like when it comes to the service kitchen, guests are waiting as well. Like I order the food, I expect to receive my noodles in 5 minutes, right? So it gets very intense. So when people come, they're like, wow, shit, this is not what I expect. And then they're just not going to show up.
At the same time as well, I think we apply, I'm sure you've heard of this, hire slow, fire fast. Yeah, and it's more of like just getting the right people to the door, making sure when we do onboarding programs, make sure that the culture fitting, like trials, we call it culture fitting, is whether they can work with the team, or whether they can communicate with the team. So there's a lot of that process done in Ultra, and a lot of times people don't go through it, because it's like tough. One is tough. Sometimes they don't match with the energy. So I think finding the right, not think alike, but just the right energy and the people that who really think that their purpose can align with ours is hard. Because there's only a so handful of us who enjoy what we do, right? So I think that's where it's hard. And for those people who stayed with us, I think we made it a point to make sure that they know their work has a purpose to it, and they know their purpose of their work lah. They know that what they do has consequences, good and bad. So when they accept that, I think it's more easier for them to convince themselves, okay, this is the place for me. Because I think, I'm sure running a HR agency and hiring agency now, people don't go for salary nowadays. People go for work culture, the work ethics, whether you're treated as a human being, and that's by being paid well. That comes by the way, being paid well. Whether you're being treated as a human being, whether there's a balanced lifestyle, right? Flexi hours, all that stuff. But sometimes all these things can be negotiated. It can be helped. But you have to accept, like, this is the culture, this is the work, 5 hours a day, 12 hours, 5 days a week, 12 hours. Then you have to accept that. There is non-negotiables and there are negotiables. It's just a matter of whether we can provide this person what they want and whether we can have what this person can give us. And that's what's important for us.
And you hire like part-time students, or you do also? Say, right.
Yeah, we have part-timers as well. Yeah. Even then, part-timers also, we are quite picky with that. Yeah. Even less.
Interesting. Well, I'm mostly asking because it's something that I've been thinking about also personally. I've also interviewed some F&B founders, and it seems quite a common issue. Hiring part.
Yeah. Right. It is. Because everywhere. There is a shortage of talent for hospitality. There is, because if you look at the colleges, they're not graduating that enough. The enrollment versus the graduation is not aligned. Yeah.
But I think at least thanks to Culinary War, chef tables, all these, we have quite a bit of chefs still.
Yeah, like the aspirations to be a chef, they're still there.
I see.
But it's important, it is important to have documentaries and shows like that to keep people, wanting to speak live on this industry.
Right.
Right?
It's like an art form. That some people are drawn to it.
Correct. But I think the front of house or the service part of it is still very unspoken of. And I think it's a very important part of the restaurant. But
Sometimes more important than the culinary world.
yeah.
I would say, sorry.
Yeah.
Because, you see, cooking is part of hospitality. But service, everything is about hospitality. Cooking is just a part of it. That's the umbrella people don't understand. So when chefs say that they want to cook and they want to serve, that's very foolish. It's very foolish to think, because when you're cooking, you're in service of someone already. So to say that you're not serving someone you're cooking is completely utter. Yeah.
No, I because like for example, I'm not how do I say if something doesn't taste good, obviously I would know. But I wouldn't say that I had the most have high standards for food, right? But I obviously like a place that serves decent food. So the thing that would matter to me more, and let's say my family, is the service.
Yeah, correct. Because service is what makes you remember how you felt,
Yes.
not the food.
It makes it a more memorable experience.
Yeah.
Right. So like I'm just referring to myself. I can't distinguish between an A and an A star. A is A lah.
Right.
Right. Some people can distinguish, but I'm not at that level. Like I get A or A minus, I'm very happy. If the service is decent, I'm even more happy. Like it's very simple.
Yeah.
Right. I have two last questions.
Sure.
First one is so throughout these years running this business, what do you think is the one key lesson that you had, or that I ask individually, or should I go and start with you first, Dream?
Give me some time.
Okay, let's go to that.
Important thing I learned.
Yes, one key lesson that you learned.
Thing is determination for me. Like, I mean, going through MCO is like, you like certain thing or you believe in this product that you sell, you really have to be determined and like consistent with what you want to do. Yeah, because if you slack in between, then things just won't happen, right? I mean, you really have to put in the hours and you really have to put in the effort. Because a lot of people is like, yeah, I like this, but then when you do it, then you just like half-hearted. You really have, if you want to do it, you really got to really run till the finish line. Then you can say, yes, I've done it. Whether you fail or succeed, I think that's another matter, but you really have to finish it.
Get it done first.
Yeah.
Can do that first, right?
Don't talk so much.
Action first, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You say you want to do it.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, it's resilience. I think having a very strong sense of resilience is very important to be in this industry, because there'll be a lot of white noise. There'll be a lot of things going against your favor, going against what you want to do in your life. There'll be times where you have to sacrifice so much that you do not expect time with family, time with your loved ones to be in this industry. And sometimes that's what you sacrifice does not guarantee you the rewards that you merit. And I think one thing I learned, it's that you can love and you can have passion for the job, but it's not gonna get you far. You need to have purpose and need to have resilience to why your passion was there in the first place. So when my chefs, when my guys, they tell me I'm passionate about this, I say, okay, I give you 6 months. Can you tell me the same thing in the next 6 months? Because passion burns. It runs on the fuel. It's an emotion. I don't need your passion. I need your purpose to why you're there. So that's the one thing I learned. And if you can push through that, that's where you build resilience, because passion will come back to you. Ever when you understand what is your purpose in your job, then the passion for you will come back to you. But when you just run on passion, you're running on emotions. And emotions change. The things change. So that's one thing I learned.
For me, I would say leadership and training the people that we want to train. Like, those like will stay with us like for long, like how to train them to be a leader, how to let them to take over our job to lead the team as well. Yeah.
Leadership must be quite hard. But were you all leading? Sorry, that's beginning the question. Were you leading teams before you started this?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Oh, okay. Because I asked this a lot to entrepreneurs. Where do you learn your leadership? A lot of them had no leadership experience and they just started a company. Right?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Yes and no.
Same answer, see that?
Fail. We have been, I think all of us have given opportunity to do certain things ourselves, and that kind of nurtured ourselves to like, okay, how we plan our own things. So that's how we kind of trained others as well, rather than really being in a leadership role, then only come to this position. But we've probably given opportunity to do small projects here and there among ourselves, and then yeah, it kind of just notice where we are.
You mentioned just now about like personal sacrifice, right? So I'm just very curious. Is there any personal hobby or interest that you had that you had to put aside just to run this company?
Oh yeah.
You had? What's yours?
My time with photography and drawing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also like just there's that and like my time to this, because I actually come from arts background. I like to draw and I like to do photographs. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that I like to do. I can't do it anymore. Yeah, because it just takes up too much time. But I would try to squeeze in time to do those hobbies and try to bring it to work. So my excuse is, if I want to do this, let's make it related to work. But then it will not work in the end because it's still work. Then I will need to find other hobbies. But I think I'm getting better at managing my time with the business and then my personal time.
I see. Sounds like a very like visual creative.
I am a visual creative person. And also like I think over these years, the other thing that I learned is learning how to manage my time in the calendar and making sure everything's on the calendar. So I just follow my date plan. Don't worry about it. I think it's quite important when you're running a business and you have people of concern who's asking you to be home at a certain hour. It is very important. It is very important.
Right. Okay. How about you? Do you have any like personal stuff you put aside?
Say photography. I love also photography. Yes. So I love taking photos. My hobby. Yeah, both our hobbies. Yeah.
Photography.
Actually, that's how we connected as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, running restaurant business is really, you have to be there. So you don't really have much time after. Like the moment you wake up, you have probably like 2-3 hours to yourself. Make a breakfast or eat breakfast with your loved ones, mom and dad, whatever. And then you're at work until sundown, 11, you're home, and then probably another 1-2 hours you want to probably watch Netflix or maybe tidy up the house or the room, then you're in bed, and then the next day a bit. So you probably don't even have any time to do any more other things. Yeah.
And this is like 6 days to be in there.
Thankfully 5 days a week, but as an entrepreneur, sometimes we work on an off day also, so 6 to 7 days last that.
Yeah. And then sometimes your wife or girlfriend will be like, why are you working on an off day? Because I don't have another day to do it.
How about you, Rick?
Mine are a bit different from them. I'm very sporty. I actually gave up cycling, foot biking. Yeah. So I like cycling back then.
Long distance cycling.
Yeah, road biking.
Road biking.
Yeah.
Road biking is literally like you on the highway, you're riding a bicycle. Like,
Yeah. Oh, well, I stopped that like after I came back from Melbourne. So now I started running because shorter time. Like upcoming race, the Standard Chartered Marathon, so I've been training for that. So I run before I go to work.
This guy does a 41 km before a 12-hour service.
Oh, what? Yes. And I just did 13 this morning. Oh, what?
Yeah.
I woke up at
It's like
this is the only time I can train, I can run.
oh wow, that's insane.
It's like brushing teeth,
He does it very often. Like, I just run this marathon, and he'll come to the shop and then there for like half an hour. Then we're like, okay, I'm ready for service, and then 12 hours, and then
That's the only sport I'm doing now. But I still miss road biking. I have my bike, but I already dusted in the storeroom like for 2 years. Yeah.
How long do you run in the morning?
At least 10. At least 10 to 20.
10 to 20. And how about it? Like 1 hour, 2 hours, or
About 1-2 hours.
1-2 hours? Oh, that's great. You,
What is your waist you're saying? You'll be very fit. You are jacked, but you are so skinny. So you're right to say you're so skinny. But very, very good at cardio. I do a real cardio sport. Okay, that's never give away. I will stay the same for like past 15 years.
Yeah. Never change.
last question. So, what's the proudest thing you've accomplished over the last 3 weeks? Maybe one each. Something you are personally proud of, like paper cup. Not proud yet.
This is the part where you're too hard to ourselves.
Asian in use, I
The
know.
Asian is like, should I say this?
No, I can't secret. So proud yet.
I mean, a lot of people would tell me that, yeah, you were the past national champion, you represented Malaysia in the world stage for coffee and stuff like that. Yeah, we just should be very proud. No, not everybody can do it, but I think still not there yet because I didn't really achieve my target at world stage. And then even with the restaurant business, I think we all have goals in mind on how the business should be. So I don't think I would say I'm very proud of yet, because I always put it stable. In the current state, people will view that I'm financially stable, but if you ask myself, I don't think so, because especially running a business, you never know, things will just change, just flop. Yeah, so if you ask me, yeah, I'm just very proud to have a team who supports this idea to run 50 tiers. Yeah, and my family and my loved ones to support this idea. So yeah.
For me, I am proud to be able to actually very related to like meet different people and learn how to work with this bunch of few very talented individuals, be it people who are more senior than me in the industry, likewise people who I'm trying to train. I think I'm very proud to have this opportunity to be in many different situations in the industry, to learn many different things, and people giving us the opportunity to be in different countries, different states, to showcase us what we do, and also for very supportive, not only staff members but also families lah. I think a lot of what I can do was because I think my parents and my girlfriend, they are very, like, they push hard, they support very, very willingly without questioning. And I know a lot of families, and I've heard a lot of stories that there are families who don't want you to do this business because it's a tough business. Whereas my family is like, go, you should do it, go, So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud to be surrounded with so many people around me that is so supportive for what we want to do. Hence also why we still can keep pushing.
So you're kind of other people supporting you.
Yes.
You still hard.
I'm proud to be in this position. I'm proud to be in this position. We are still diving to keep young with ourselves.
I'll be the same as Aaron. I'm proud of like knowing like both Aarons, like can start business together. Yeah. So hence we are here. As you can tell, you learn a lot.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, sorry, guys. You set yourself a high bar that you want, which I think by and large is a good thing, I suppose, right? But it's still, end of the day, it's still be good sometimes to able to what's the praise for that? It's like
Self-praise.
well, I do that jokingly sometimes.
Oh, your company is so great,
Later, I don't know. I feel that there's an English word, like spell the flowers or something. I don't remember. I think really. Yeah, but something along the lines of, even though you haven't got to your destination yet, but along the way,
Enjoy the journey.
yeah, like notice the things that you have achieved. Right?
Yeah. Well, we have that. It's just it's
Small wins are still wins, but we set our path and the target.
partly because also a lot of it is because of our parents. You know what my mom would tell me, my mom, because I'm proud of winning the awards in the restaurants online, like Telus 20 Best and Chef of the Year. So I won the awards. But then when I came home, I get awards. My mom was like, okay, great, good for you, Matthias. So, when you have that kind of like upbringing, so for me, it's like, okay, great, you have this. What's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
Same. I mean, my parents, last time we were running the restaurant or the cafe with my family, my mom and dad, why are you taking off? Why do you want to go on off? You should work. It's like, we haven't hit the sales target. Like, open one more day. Why you want an extra off day? You should work. You should always be there. Yeah. So it kind of just...
Condition really. Just keep going.
My mom's favorite statement, you want to do the best. No 6:30. Yeah.
And I suppose that's why you all start companies.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just, you're just always chasing something.
Yeah, it's just a very natural course of action leading towards that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here and sharing your story.
No, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yeah. So thank you, and I'll be sure to check out the place also. It's Sipa, right? Yes. All right. Yeah. So awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us and getting to the end of the episode. If you like this, follow us or hit the subscribe button. It will help us bring on more amazing guests and makes the whole show better for you. So thanks again and see you in the next one.